Welcome to Big Daddy Sports. I'm your host, Big Daddy.
LB Jenkins.
We're back once again, talking about the hot topics in sports. This week we're brought to you by Simple Inspirations. Little inspirations from the heart. Check out Simple Inspirations on Facebook. Let's jump right into our topics. Levels of concern. Did Carolina hit the panic button by firing the GM?
No, they didn't hit the panic button. They hit the scapegoat button. Wait, hold on. I mean, besides not bringing another wide receiver there, besides C. Smith, as powerful as C. Smith, they haven't really done. They've improved their defense. They got two great running backs. Give them the ball. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback that needs to mature, but does have all the weapons to get it done.
Second year quarterback.
I think they had to find somebody. Rivera's a new coach.
Look, here it is. I'll give it to you. On the year, Cam is only completing 58% of his passes. You want to be a good to elite quarterback? I need that at 62 or above. D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart have combined for 85 carries on the year.
Is that the offensive line?
80 speed. No, but 85 carries combined. Yeah. Arian Foster has 168 by himself. Sean Green has 124. Amari Bradshaw has 104. So they're not doing what they did last year. I think they missed Jeremy Shockey more than they ever thought they would. The offensive line has not been great. So some of that's on the GM, but I think you got to look at coaching. You know, they had a 4th and 2 last game. 4th and 2 with the 3 running backs that they have and Cam Newton. We spread out wide and 4 wide receivers set. We didn't even think about running the ball. So I think that's what Cam's talking about when he says something has to change. The GM's the scapegoat, but I'm telling you this, the head coach is on the seat.
Oh, yeah. You haven't.
Let's just jump right into it. When you look at leadership of a team, he don't seem to have control. He has no answers for anything.
I think the lack of experience he's coming in here and doesn't know how to fix it.
Okay.
That's a big
offensively, I take that. What about this defense? He's supposed to be a defensive guru.
Yeah,
it hasn't shown. Now look,
even when Cam's on fire, first half the defense comes in second half.
Beason's out again. They got a couple other injuries on defense, so I understand that. But I'm just like, scheme-wise, they look lost sometimes. Let alone execution. They got a lot of questions. You may be right. Scapegoat and the coach may be next. Next up, level of concern for this Lions offense. What's wrong with the Lions offense?
Madden 13, Calvin Johnson on the cover. Look, you try not to go on these little superstition things, but every time Calvin Johnson, Peyton Hillis was on there. Peyton Hillis got syphilis or something, like he got sick about something. He had Monho or something. I don't remember. Look, I'm saying every time somebody goes on there, it's Larry Fitzgerald. They went to the Super Bowl. Troy Polamalu was on there. Troy been injured every year since. Larry ain't been back to the Super Bowl. Look, I'm saying there's some things to go on.
How about we be more kind of syphilis? Jesus, let's be more practical. How about Stafford is missing some throws that he made last year? He got away with throwing off his back foot. He's missing wide open receivers. How about that team has no smash mouth in them? It tells me a lot about a team. They don't even have a fullback on the roster. So in short yardage situation with the garbage running backs they got,
LaShort has the power, but you got to hold on to the ball. You going away games dropping the ball, and that's you have the.
I haven't seen enough of the pothead Mikel LaShore to prove to me that he's anything in the National Football League. So they have no fullback in short yardage situations. They have no package where they can execute. Nate Burleson went down with a broken leg. He's probably done for the year. They don't have another receiver beside Calvin. Calvin, like I told you, you said he was going to have a big week this week. That didn't happen. He hasn't. He's playing, but Monday night he struggled. And when he struggled, the whole offense is going to struggle.
So he struggled. Titus Young stepped up last year. Didn't see any more improvement this year.
You counting on Titus Young, you in trouble. That's no disrespect to Titus Young. But if you counting on Titus Young, you in trouble. Next up. What about the Philadelphia Eagles? Are you concerned about them? If Vic stinks up the joint versus Atlanta, are they going to go to the backup quarterback?
Look. If Vic stinks up versus Atlanta, Vic and Andy Reid can be out of there this week.
I don't think he'll panic. I don't think the owner will panic like that. But I can't believe.
There ain't no panic. This has been a digression. He's making a logical choice after the last 5 seasons.
Let's be real. Who you going to bring in during the season? You gonna get a keys the Marty Morning way? We seen that mess before.
You do like Kansas City and you put someone in the caliber of Brady Quinn so you can fight for the #1 draft pick next year. That's how you do that.
Look, Nick Foles is not the answer, and I'm looking at this team and I'm saying, you know, in the wins, McCoy had 68 carries for 314. He's averaging 4.6 per carry in the wins. In the losses, however, he has 43 carries for 145. Against Detroit in their last game, he had 14 carries for 22 yards. Offensive line got to show up. Michael Vick shouldn't be running for his life. Yes. And LaShawn McCoy, if you give him the ball, that whole offense changes. So I think it's very simple, but I don't know if they have the offensive line talent to do it.
Well, Andy Reid's the quarterback guru. You should teach him how to run when you ain't got no offensive line, you know.
Look, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Mike Vick been in this league since 2000. He ain't been sliding for 12 years. He ain't going to start now. The fact of the matter is, the offensive line is not good, and then Reid is not putting them in position to be safe. And all these games are close late, and Mike Vick's trying to make magic. Now, some of it being close is him fumbling. There's no question that he got to hold on to the ball. But I'm just saying, that offensive line is... If Andy Reid gets fired, he can look at the health of that O-line as a major reason why he's gone. Next up, authentic or bootleg. The Ravens are 5-2, but are they authentic or bootleg?
Authentic. You got injuries on your star players on defense, yo. You gotta have.
They was bootleg when Ray was playing. Let's call a spade a spade.
What?
They giving up 400 yards a game
and winning games.
That don't mean, you know what? You the Detroit Lions of last year.
Look,
is you gonna do anything in the playoffs like that? Championship teams stop people. The Ravens can't stop nobody. They be lucky if they end up 9-7.
Look, they gonna get it together. It's a bye week this week. They gonna get it together. They gonna come back. They gonna be.
They gonna learn how to stop the run.
Stop the run.
They gonna learn how to stop the run in the bye week.
Guess what? T Sizzle is back. We gonna come back.
You know, I didn't want him to play. He looked much better than I ever thought he would. But he ain't the end all be all.
I'm not saying.
Can the corners cover somebody?
But let's be real. His first game back off of injury. We got corner Ladarius Webb gone. We had Ray Lewis.
And they was stinking up the joint when they was there.
Look.
So you can't tell me that it's going to get better with replacement players.
Look, I'm saying they have a week to strategize and get back and form this team going to the playoffs like they had the last.
You know what? If Chuck Pagano was still the defensive coordinator, I might believe you. But this defensive coordinator we got now, I ain't seeing nothing from him. I'm not seeing it. He's not making any adjustments.
Look, Ray Lewis should retire and become defensive coordinator. I mean, that's what it should be.
Whatever. The fact of the matter is, he can retire. Who gonna play middle linebacker? Because he wasn't doing that great when he was in there. He leading the team in tackles, but he getting tackled 7 yards downfield. Running backs averaging about 6.5 yards per carry. I'm just telling the truth. The Ravens on defense are not a championship caliber team. They bootleg. Arizona Cardinals.
Authentically 9-7.
Bootleg.
Authentically 9-7.
Why? They are 31st in the league in offensive yards per game. 31st.
Look, and they winning game. You beating Patriots. You beating the Eagles. You beating the deep. Look, it's 75% defense. I give you that.
The Patriots was luck. They almost blew that game. The field goal kicker missed the field goal.
Basically rookie running back.
Look, and while the defense do look okay, they're giving up 120 yards a game rushing.
And catching every interception in the red zone.
Look, your passing defense look better because they just running on you. They not throwing the ball because they don't have to. Look, when they played the Patriots ran for, what, almost 200 yards on them. The Patriots ran for almost 200.
But see, this is my thing. The Patriots, you ran. All right. Tom Brady was held in check for most of that game. And when you go into that game, you don't be like, oh, you don't even strategize for the Patriots running on you. You strategize for Tom Brady.
I never even thought I'd say this. Where's Kevin Cole? Because Skelton looked like he lost when he hurt his ankle. He lost with little talent he had. They played Minnesota, and if Skelton had to play any type of decent quarterback, they win that game. Because I give it to them, the defense made Christian Ponder look like he was lost. But Skelton looked even worse. Look, they played the 49ers this week. It could be the start of the end right now.
Well, that's what either team though. If Alex Smith keep playing like he playing, he can just throw the defense. Patrick Peterson.
This ain't saying a whole lot. But I trust Alex Smith a whole lot more than I trust any Arizona Cardinal quarterback. Next up, San Diego Chargers. Go ahead.
Bootleg. Look. My point is, the team is horrible. I told you. Oh, they have a great record. Who cares about that record? North Turner been bootlegged the past 3 years. The defense been bootlegged the past 3 years. That running game, bootleg since Darren Sproles left.
Look,
bootleg.
I'm not arguing with you. This team just don't add up. The numbers say they're okay team, but I see them struggling the rest of the way. I'm not saying horrible 5-11, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying 6-10. I'm saying 6-10.
It doesn't add up to their talent. When you look at their talent individually, and you look at Antonio Gates, and you look at Malcolm Floyd, and you look at Phillip Rivers, and you look at a decent offensive line, and you look at Takeo Spikes and Quentin Jammer, and you look at the talent on this team, the team should be better. But collectively, it don't come together.
Wait, hold up. 2 out of 11 defensive players you just named, and they supposed to do something with that? You got a non-elite Phillip Rivers.
They got K-Son on
the other
side.
Old Antonio Gates.
Old Antonio Gates is better than half the tight ends in this league.
Really?
You think the Arizona Cardinals wouldn't take Antonio Gates over Todd Heap and Jeff King?
What, he gonna look like Skelton get injured every other play they call? I mean, what you mean? Someone's gonna
You think the Minnesota Vikings wouldn't take Antonio Gates over Rudolph?
To get injured. Look, this my thing is.
The point is Antonio Gates can still ball.
He ain't make it. Look, he ain't going to any team like, oh, we're gonna win games now.
You crazy out your money.
We ain't gonna win games. I'm not saying they ain't gonna do better. I'm not discrediting the man. I'm saying the man is not
Antonio
what he used
Gates
to be.
right now could go to Detroit and make him better. He could go to Chicago and make him better. The man is a Hall of Fame tight end.
I agree. That's on a descending level, and he should retire before his stats stink up the play.
Time out. So Tony Gates should quit. Tony Gonzalez should quit too, right?
No, Tony Gonzalez is what?
He been in the league since Jesus was 12, but
yeah, it's still doing. Look.
Antonio Gates not doing nothing, right?
I ain't saying he ain't doing nothing. I'm saying the man, his drop passes, the man gets injured, the man should retire.
He was injured. He balling this year. You stuck in the past. You got a hatred for Phillip Rivers, and you know what? I'll let you have that. I'll let you have that with your plastic jacket. I'll let you have that. I'm just saying. No. Get off of Antonio Gates.
Get off of Antonio Gates.
Look. Right now, in this league, other than Jimmy Graham in New Orleans and Gronk and Hernandez, ain't nobody head and shoulders better than Antonio Gates.
What about Tony Romo, man?
Jason Witten, I take Antonio Gates.
Look,
Antonio Gates don't have private meetings excluding other receivers. Moving on. Seattle Seahawks, bootleg or authentic?
Authentic.
Why they authentic?
Authentic. One, we got defense.
I tell you what, defense still win championships.
Look, defense. We got defense. We got a running game.
That's number 8 in the league.
Look, then we have Russell Wilson.
No,
that's not throwing. Look.
No.
Each week he's getting better. You see him throwing the ball. Guess what? He won against New England throwing the ball.
No, look, he won against New England in backup safeties. Don't forget that.
Look. No, but hold up. But Tom Brady now scored. Look, when you think of New England, the face of New England is Tom Brady. And you beat Tom Brady. That's what it comes down to.
I'm not taking it away from him. But look, it was a blown coverage with backup safeties. Now, let's be real. We've watched all the film on Russell Wilson, right? And what's his problem? He can't see over his offensive line.
Drew Brees can't see over his offensive line. He's still Drew Brees.
But wait, what do they do with Drew? They roll out. They run Drew out the shotgun.
Look, Russell be rolling out. He be doing this zigzag against the defenders.
He still can't see. Russell Wilson about 5'8".
Look, my thing is Russell Wilson is progressing.
It's gonna come back.
He is progressing. Let the man progress.
I'm not saying he's not getting better, but there are times on 3rd and long where he struggles, where he can't see the read. He can't make the throw because he can't see it. I'm not knocking him, but that's the reality. That could come back to bite you. That's all I'm saying. They authentic because of that defense and that running game. But don't start thinking championship.
Wait, hold up. I said defense, I said running game, I said Russell Wilson last, and he's progressing.
They still gonna have to call him Matt Flynn, I'm sorry. They're gonna have to.
Matt Flynn's the new clipboard Jesus. He's on that team, he on the clipboard, he on the sideline. There's a reason that Matt Flynn ain't in the game.
Allegedly. Anyways, bootleg or authentic? The Minnesota Vikings.
8-8 authentic.
authentically mediocre? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying 8-8 average. Look.
No, they bootleg. I'm gonna tell you why. Defense is solid, not great. They do nothing special. I mean, they're okay, but they're not other than Jared Allen. And Jared Allen is a beast. And then on offense, I think Christian Ponder's still learning, and they just don't have enough weapons.
Exactly.
Outside of Percy Harvin, as far as wide receivers,
they've been doing good with limited options. That's why I say authentic. You give them some more tools on offense. You improve that defense a little bit more to make them great. They get caliber players like Jared Allen on that defense. Then we have a better team.
No.
So
I'm not arguing with you. We saying the same thing. But to me, 8-8 ain't authentic.
You authentic 8-8. 8-8 keeps jobs. Ask Ken Winston last year. 8-8 keep jobs.
No, I feel that, but they have to go get a beast on the outside.
I agree.
They have to. All right, you know who won the picks? We ain't even got to talk about that.
This is the debacle. It's called BigDaddie Sports and BigDaddie winning.
That's why it's my show. Let's go.
Look, he's like the Florida ballots with Bush. I need a recap.
Tampa Bay at Minnesota.
Minnesota. Tampa Bay starts off strong every week. And at the end, they can get Eli, even by Christian Ponder.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't like Greg Schiano.
But I like him either.
I respect the fact that he willing to look stupid to try to put his name on this team. And his team, although he asked him to do dumb stuff, is responding to him and doing the dumb stuff. That says a lot. So, Minnesota ain't great. Tampa has more offensive weapons. I'm going to go with Tampa in a close game. Carolina and Chicago.
Chicago! You know what?
It's a bad time to be carrying right now.
Yo. I was calling this team bootleg. I don't know. Look, they came in last week and just showed it. They were all flexing. Cutler took a whole hit from Sue.
Time out.
Got up.
I give him credit for taking a hit from Sue. But the offense ain't do nothing. And they was playing Detroit. Let's be real. Detroit's defense is nothing to be like, ooh, no. The offense didn't do nothing. The defense was monstrous. I can't take nothing away from the defense. But offensively, I expect more from Chicago. But that won't be a problem this week against the bad Carolina team. So, Chicago. San Diego at Cleveland.
Cleveland.
You know what? Can I say this? Can somebody catch the ball from Brandon Wheaton? The Cleveland Browns win last week against the Indianapolis Colts. Wide receivers just catch balls. I mean, Brandon Wheaton, you want to talk about progressing every week?
Yo.
He progressing every week.
Like, look, rookie of the year? Rookie of the year?
I ain't going that far.
Rookie of the year?
There's this kid named RG3 that plays in DC. Yeah.
I say, hey. I'm saying conversation.
RG3 might end up being the MVP though, but we'll talk about that later. I'm going with San Diego though, because the Cleveland receivers just ain't going to catch the ball.
Bootleg!
Who you going with?
Cleveland, like I said.
Oh, excuse me. Seattle at Detroit.
Seattle.
On the road?
Seattle. Look, Detroit.
I just don't think they're going to score enough points in Detroit. If this was in Seattle, I'd take it.
Hold up. I'm sorry. Now, they don't have as many playmakers as Chicago, but that team is solid. That defense is solid. So Detroit ain't going to score.
But Seattle defense play better at home. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I like the corners that Seattle has. I like Sherman. I like the other kids they had. But Seattle going to get spread out. And your boy Titus Young might actually show up. And so,
pick.
I'm looking at it. I just think because it's on the road, I'm going to go with Detroit. Jacksonville or Green Bay.
Green Bay.
It's sad. We done got to the point where Chad Henne started. God help us all. And Maurice Jones-Drew is out. And we talking about trading Tebow and making him a fullback like John Riggins in the 80s. I'm just letting you know right now, times is bad in Jacksonville, Green Bay big. Indy and Tennessee.
This is going to be a close game. I'm going with Tennessee, though.
It's a pick'em.
I'm going with Tennessee.
I'm going with Tennessee because Hasselbeck been doing it in spite of.
Yes.
I mean, and then all of a sudden, your boy didn't showed up. After 2 years in hiding, Chris Johnson came back.
I don't want to believe. I'm going to go on that Hasselbeck because every time I go believe, every time I want to believe,
New England
30 yards.
New England allegedly at St. Louis, although they're playing in London.
New England.
St. Louis ain't got enough talent offensively. And then they're phasing out Steven Jackson. They're just,
which is ridiculous.
They're phasing him out.
Trade him.
Miami at Jets.
Jets. Yo,
I don't know why. I'm going with Miami.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what's going to happen. First of all, Miami should have won the first game. Let's remember that one. So I'm going with Miami. Atlanta at Philly.
This is gonna be a close game, yo. But the desperation and the need, both of them are coming off bye week. Philly's exceptional after their bye week, but the desperation is in Philly. They have to win. Andy Reid's job, Vic is the starter. It's going to depend on this. I'm going with Philly.
I'm going to go with Philly. Andy Reid 13-0 off the bye week. I mean, it's just 13-0. You can't argue with that. Washington at Pittsburgh.
Washington.
Ooh.
RG3.
I think RG3 going to have a big day because you can't stop what he do. I mean, Tony Dungy and Bill Polian basically came out this week and said, you can't run cover 2 because of RG3.
Exactly.
You just can't run it. And then man defense gets you in trouble. Look, he creates a lot of problems, but I still expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to win because as great as RG3 is, as bad as Washington's defense is.
Look, this is my issue. We got an ailing Pittsburgh defense. We got an offense that's not explosive, no matter, even though they have the weapons to do.
I would say
they have the weapons.
Against Washington, they're gonna be explosive.
No. You know what Tylee gonna do? Tylee gonna try to slow the ball down.
Look,
run the game, because he don't want the ball in RG3 hands because he gonna score. So he gonna try to run the game.
You make a solid point, but the way to beat Washington, look, you saw last week they had a chance to win that game. How they blow double coverage on Victor Cruz. Washington's defense is not good, and then your leader, London Fletcher, goes down with a hamstring. They already short on defense.
The defense made a mistake, but no. Let's talk about Santana Moss real quick. Let's talk about you dropped the ball, then you fumbled the ball. Look, New York scored. Victor Cruz is over. You got a minute 13, and RG3 can get it done. But Santana Moss,
fumbles happen.
A drop, then a fumble. I mean, you got to get it together. Come on now. You trying to win or what?
Fumbles happen. Oakland and Kansas City.
Oakland.
Don't nobody want to win this game.
Look,
I'm telling you right now, both quarterbacks will have at least 2 interceptions.
Look. If what's it doing? Dennis Allen? What's the name? Oakland coach? Look, Dennis Allen will get fired if Brady Quinn wins. That's just Brady Quinn.
I'm taking Oakland by default, but this gonna be ugly. I'm going with a 9-6 game. Giants at Dallas.
Giants.
You know what? Every time you want to count Dallas out, Dallas show up. But not this week. We're going with the Giants.
In preseason?
New Orleans at Denver. Huge game.
Denver.
Huge game.
Denver. The one thing, of course, you got Peyton Manning versus Drew Brees. Both of these guys can score. The one thing that Denver has is actually a defense, and New Orleans doesn't.
Denver defense is okay. Only they can stop New Orleans. Peyton all week keeps starting slow. Now, last week wasn't his fault. If they start slow this week, New Orleans ain't going to let you catch up. New Orleans also needs this game more. I know it's in the road.
Look.
I'm going to go with New Orleans. I just,
look.
They need it.
Look, let's be real. Drew Brees should be on the bench, chilling. Then she get free days to go spend time with his family. Because until Sean Payton gets back. Well, we got an interim now. We let go of the interim. Now the interim, what's his name?
Joe Vitt.
He just got an interim now. The interim, he got to let go.
I think they're going to find a way. Next up, Monday night, 49ers at Arizona.
49ers. I mean,
49ers. Look,
Skelton hasn't improved. It's Alex Smith versus John Skelton. And
no, it's that defense versus a non-existent offense. There's no running game. What are you scared of? Look, we going triple team Larry Fitzgerald.
Rollins actually did get, he got 98, 120 yards.
Off a big play. Off a big play. I mean, you counting on LeRod Stevens Haley?
I mean, no.
God help you. I'm just telling you. Look, no disrespect to him. He done made some plays in his career. But to count on him to be your feature back? Nah. Bye weeks. Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Houston. If you got them, sit them. Fantasy. If you need a quarterback, because your quarterback's on bye, Matt Hasselbeck versus that Indy secondary. Indy secondary. It's horrible. Hasselbeck been playing well. Running back, Chris Johnson. All of a sudden, he matters again. And then
10, not even 10 points. Chris Johnson, you gonna pick him? It's gonna be like .0003.
Big Ben versus the poor Washington defense.
Boo.
Hey, Big Ben can get you 25 points this week. So I suggest you go get him.
Offensive coordinator.
Who you got in fantasy?
Man, I think Carson's gonna do better.
Stop it.
Carson's gonna have at least 3 touchdowns. It might be a 3-pick, 3-touchdown game, but Carson's gonna get you some points.
Okay.
So Carson Palmer versus Kansas City defense. If you got Atlanta's defense or Philly's defense, play them. It's gonna be a low-scoring game.
I agree with that.
Low-scoring game, so you might as well get you some points on defense. And then I got Brandon Whedon against that bootleg San Diego defense. Brandon Whedon looking for 400-yard game. Pick him.
He been throwing for 300 yards almost every week. All right, quickly. Who are your teams in the NBA Conference Finals? Who you got? Cause I'll tell you mine. I got Indy versus Miami in the East. And then I got OKC versus the Clippers in the West. Yeah, I said it.
Really?
The Clippers.
Really? Look, I got Miami versus New York. New York gonna get it together. Knicks, Miami versus New York.
Time out. Not to kill your pick before it gets started. But Amari already went down. They the oldest team in the league. Tyson Chandler done tweaked something. We be counting on Kurt Thomas and Marcus Camby. They prime was 10 years ago.
Look,
I go with the Nets before I go with the Knicks. No.
The Nets looking good. They definitely making the playoffs.
Who in the West?
It's gonna be money at Staples Center because I got the Clippers versus Los Angeles Lakers.
No OKC.
No OKC. No OKC.
Who you got going to the finals?
Los Angeles versus Miami. Los Angeles Lakers, that is. Dwight Howard versus the Big Three.
I got OKC versus Miami in a rematch of last year. We'll tell you who wins later. That's all we got for you this week. Remember to hit us up on Twitter at BigDaddiek6.
LB Jenkins at Light Bright J.
Remember, check out Simple Inspirations on Facebook. Have a good one.